From Nashville, Tennessee, inside the Noize podcast with your host, Jenna Heidman. Here's Jenna.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to Inside the Noize. My name's Jenna.
I'm Katie Kalb. I don't know why you never say your last name. Hey guys, it's Jenna.
Like, why do I need to say my...
You're like Becky from the block.
She's on like that level of Prince where it's just like a single.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jenna.
she's like Madonna.
And that man voice you hear.
Man voice.
We have a Texan joining us. He probably loves Whataburger, Buc-ee's, and queso.
I mean, honestly,
Yes.
exactly what you just said is within a 4 square mile radius
See?
of my house.
I knew you before you walked in.
Absolutely.
Welcome, Brent Michael.
Thank you.
What up?
Not much. How y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah.
Brent looks so uncomfortable right now.
Yeah. Honestly.
Do we make you nervous? It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, because it's nothing but girls around here. nothing but girls.
Surrounded by girls. Okay. Well, we start off each podcast with make some noise, stop that noise. So good week, bad week.
Yes,
Something good that happened, something bad that happened. I can go first. So good week. I went home this weekend and spent the day on the lake with my dad and my sister.
I was gonna say I was really jealous about that.
Yeah, it was only.
Like, I almost texted you and was like, why didn't I not get an
I knew you were gonna
invite?
say that. It was only a day trip. I went last minute, so I left Friday night, spent the day on the lake Saturday, drove back at 6 a.m. the next morning because I had a meeting in town. So it was a short trip and it was like a 5-hour drive, but it was so good to like just be on the lake, wakeboarded. I'm a terrible wakeboarder. I try to be good. I'm not.
You ever tried kneeboarding?
I used to do it all the time when I was like 6.
I can't even kneeboard. Anything with the water.
Are you serious?
I'm not amphibious.
Well, I can go, but like I get scared of like the wake and going in and out of it. And I fell one time really hard, and I think I had a concussion.
You probably did.
I probably did. I think I had a concussion.
That explains so much.
I went and drank after a Dirk Bentley concert, and then I puked the whole concert. So
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I had a concussion, then I drank on it, and then I puked the whole time. It was terrible. I had like 2 beers, and I was done.
Well, Brent's over here. Brent, okay, for those listening at home that don't obviously have the ability to see Brent is drinking a nice tall boy of a Bud Light. He pulled it out of his backpack that also included a Harry Potter book. And
to clarify that, the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, there you go. Oh, the best Harry Potter book.
And honestly, to me, it is.
Yeah.
It is my favorite. So I'm kind of letting it marinate. So I'm not really like trying to mow through it. Like, and I've read them a few times. So right now, I'm kind of just letting it. I at least want to read it in a few weeks because I like to sit on it. You know.
There you go.
I'm a Harry Potter guy.
And what's your bad week?
So that's my good week. My
Stop
bad
that
week was I've been so busy lately. I keep forgetting things that are on my calendar. And I went to go leave on Friday, or I had planned to go home. Like, it was kind of a last-minute trip. I'm like, totally have the weekend off. I'm like, cool, I'll go, because I won't be able to go until, like, August and see my family again. So I get a text from this girl. She lives in Texas. I work some events with her, and she goes,
Awesome.
hey, what's your address so I can know I'm coming up tomorrow? I looked back at our history. She texted me, like, May 6th and was like, hey, I'm coming through Nashville. Can I stay with you? But hadn't texted me since May 6th. So I was like, hey, girl, this is my address. I'm like, completely honest, totally forgot you were coming. I was like, you're welcome to stay. Our door just has a code. My room's downstairs. Feel free. My one roommate will be home. Enjoy.
That's a good friend, though, honestly.
Yeah, and
because if one of my friends did that, I don't know.
I felt bad.
See, I would just be like, my key's here. Just go do your thing.
Yeah, well, that's my bad week, but because, like, I didn't know she actually wanted to spend time with me because, like, we're just kind of, like, we've worked some events together. Yeah. And, like, we haven't really hung out ever. Like, don't really keep that in contact. So I was just like, oh, she's just passing through, needs a place to sleep, and is just going to go do her thing in Nashville, like, has other friends here or whatever. She's like, oh, I really wish we could have spent time together. And I was like,
awkward.
Most of the time I would have canceled my plans and stayed and been, like, a little, like, salty. But I'm like, no, I know I need to get out of town, like, before this week. I'm like, I know I need to get out of town to relax and get away from everything. So I still went and just let her stay.
Well, I respect that.
Yeah.
At least you didn't cancel all your plans.
I'm getting better at saying no. Like, that's my thing.
And like in a respectful way, but like, you know, like still standing your ground. I feel that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm such a pushover. I'd just be like, yeah, it's fine. I'll just cancel everything.
That's all I wanted to do.
Because then I'll feel like an asshole. I was like, you know what, to make up for the fact that I forgot.
That's like what I wanted to do, but I was like, completely honest, girl, I forgot. I'm going home. Like, with my family. It's fine. She was cool with it. Maybe we'll see each other in like a year or two.
Or not after this.
Or not.
Maybe we don't have to speak of any names.
What was her name?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Speaking of it.
I was like, sorry, whatever your name is. You know who you are.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you hear this, you got
I'm so sorry. I hope you had a good weekend in Nashville.
If you hear this, you're a real friend because
really
you're listening
my
to
home.
this. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
She better be listening to the podcast then if she's really your friend. Jen just made the nastiest.
Okay.
Anyway.
What's going on with you,
Okay,
Katie?
your good week, bad week.
I
Make
haven't
some
seen
noise.
you in a little while
Make
either,
some
so
noise.
I want to hear what's
Stop that
going on.
noise.
Okay, my make some noise would be at CMA Fest week.
Yeah.
I'm very
Make some
excited.
noise over that.
It's my favorite week of the year because I'm always a fan first before anything else. So that's awesome. Stop that noise. I feel like every week it's the traffic. I'm just sick of being late to everything. I'm so sick of it.
Yeah.
And I
That's
can't
what
really
assumed.
complain.
That's when I texted you. I assumed that I was going to be late because of the
you
traffic.
assume. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm usually on time. So I was like, I'm sitting, like, people are just, like, running into each other or whatever. And then you're like, oh, I feel bad. I feel like I have to stop and make sure this person's okay. That's why on the way here I stopped because a lady, I literally watched an accident happen. I was like, are you okay? Like, do you want me to call 911? She's like, I already got it. And I was like, okay.
All right.
Driving. I'm like, gotta go to the podcast. But at the same time, like, got a bunch of stuff going on. So
Yeah.
that's definitely stop that noise. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Brent.
that is me. I would say my actually, you know what I do? I was talking to Noah Smith yesterday about this, and this is my stop that noise. So whenever I was texting Alan Geiger about coming on the show, and I said I'm just gonna text Katie about it, and just to get on here and talk to you guys. So I text Katie.
Oh my gosh!
Dude,
why?
I'm not lying. Like this is really how it went. I can pull it up, but I said if you know my personality, I'm friendly. And I thought me and Katie were cool like this. And
We are. I was just letting everybody be known.
No, hold on. So she basically said, well, what I said is something along the lines.
You said, "Hey, girl, let me go on the podcast so I can flirt with you on air."
I said, yeah, let me
And
go
I
on the
got so
podcast
uncomfortable.
so I can flirt with you on air, right? And I'm thinking like she knows my personpersonality. That's just like
I
that's
do,
honestly
but I was
true.
just making
No,
sure.
but what she came back with is she goes like it was pretty serious and it hurt. She goes, I'm sorry, you're not my type. and
I'm actually talking to
and I'm
somebody
talking
right
to
now.
someone right now. And she goes, haha, like, so I brushed it off after she said that. But honestly, for a good 5 minutes, I thought about that. I was like walking around the house and just trying to like, I'm like, wait, what? You could have just been like, haha, yeah, sure.
I literally looked at my business partner and I was like, I'm friends with this guy, and I know he's joking, but I'm still a little uncomfortable. Like, I don't know.
I will never flirt with you again. If you're not flirting this
I
entire-
like
this
don't
entire
like
podcast.
it makes me so uncomfortable with somebody I don't. I love you as a human. I love you as a human, but like
I appreciate that.
I would just
I'm not your
never
type. I'm not
date
attractive.
you. No, I just there's
Come on, she
there's
has
like
a type and you're not it.
no,
That's
there's
okay.
first of all, we all know my type. I put it on my Insta
Yeah.
story. My business partner, I went to a wedding in Chattanooga last weekend, and I was like, still single, still have no one, and I'm at a wedding when they had met on Tinder, and they like
Yeah.
were made for each other basically. And I was like, maybe I'll find my person eventually, and I knew no one else at the wedding. So I'm standing there FaceTiming my friends from Nashville because I had nothing, and I loved the couple and everything. I just was
They probably just thought you were the photographer or something. You just on your phone the whole time.
I mean, honestly, yeah. And I was just like so like lonely. And my friend was like, well, is there any guys? And she listed out this whole list of like receding hairline, has social media, knows how to use it, but doesn't have a following, blah, 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 all that stuff. And she's like listing all this stuff. White guy, is above 6 foot, can't do this, whatever, can't do that, like likes to do this.
It was so spot on of Katie's type. So
Dad
spot
bod, April Cry is also here.
Okay,
She's
yeah,
my best
we
friend.
gotta clear the air right here so people know. I mean, there's a fourth in this room.
There's a fourth.
There's a fourth.
April Cry.
May the
is
fourth
also
be with
here.
you. It's April Cry. Yeah,
yeah.
she's also my best friend. So she's like, say the dad bod. You like dad bods. Yeah.
That's what I said.
Like,
I'm it's-
guys who are too fit scare me. Like, it's just, I feel like you could choke me and I would die. Like, I'm just not.
Maybe you should go talk to a therapist.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I should talk to a therapist about.
Yeah.
That is
Well,
also one of
You're
them.
sending me to one now after that.
Oh my gosh.
But,
Literally, I like sat
I'm-
there
I'm
crying
listening.
and laughing because of the way he
listening.
responded. He was like, I'm not going to lie, my ego's a little hurt. I'm just laying it out there
I
or
was like,
whatever.
that's just Brent being done, and like that's literally how I said. I didn't know how to
Wait,
respond.
did you tell Noah about that?
Yeah.
What did he say?
Yeah,
He was
well,
really concerned.
he called me, or I called him yesterday, and I was telling him I was coming on to hang out, and I told him about that. I'm like, isn't that kind of mean? I'm like, we're friends. I mean, like, I thought she would just be like, haha, like that's shut up. But it was like you gave me like a layout. Like,
Well,
this is how
because
it is.
also, like, if I'm talking to somebody, like, I never want anybody being like, oh, well, like,
I 110%.
whatever. So I'm
I
very
understand.
straightforward.
Yeah.
I get the point. I understand.
I love you as a friend, though. I love you as a friend.
And a little bit less, but I love you.
You're like a brother.
Yeah, perfect.
You and Noah are
Yeah,
my
perfect.
boys, so it's fine. But so that's
yeah.
a stop that noise.
Yeah, so yes, that was a long stop. I'm glad we cleared that out.
I'm glad that got aired out.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna tell anybody, but he just told the whole world, so it's fine.
Oh, I wanted them to know. I wanted to call you out. I wanted to be genuine whenever we talked about it.
I'm gonna post on my Insta story now and be like, "Yo, what's up, Brent Michael?
Yeah, no.
Brent Michael, what's up?" No.
Yeah, I would say my make that noise is honestly it's the opposite of what happened to you the other week with your friend coming in.
Yeah.
I had a friend that I've known since 4th grade that has never been to Nashville. Whenever I go home, he comes and stays with my family. My family makes him gumbo, and he's a brother, right? But he had never been here to Nashville, never seen me, and I've been here for a little bit over 4 years. And he actually got to make the trip up, but he was staying at his own spot, had his own thing going, and so he was just like showing me around, and we got to go out, and his twin brother, who I haven't seen in a few years, was with him, and basically we just had a good time. I showed him my Nashville, that kind of thing, and so it was not stressful for me. It was a great time. I know he had a great time. He keeps talking about it, and he actually he raps down in Houston. And so he kept begging me. He's like, "Hey man, when are we gonna get in the studio? Like who's your producer? Let's hop in the studio."
Oh gosh.
And I was trying to make it happen, but y'all know Matt McVaney.
Mm-hmm.
He's like my best friend. He was out of town, and so it didn't work. But I was gonna try to slip that in for him just so he can have like the cherry on top.
The full Nashville experience.
The full Nashville experience, exactly. Yeah. But he loved it. They both did. It was definitely a good time for me.
Cool. I have a second stop that noise.
I want to hear it.
Okay, Brent, you're from Texas. Are you a Turnpike Troubadour fan?
No.
Why'd you say it like that?
Wait, can you tell people at home and beat me what
no,
that is?
No. Explain.
The Turnpike Troubadours are a band.
I thought it was. So this makes it even worse.
I thought it was like the Turnpike.
No.
Okay.
This makes it 100 times worse.
Hold on.
I thought
Playing
this.
you a
I
clip.
thought this was a like a football team or something like.
At first, I thought it was a football team, and I was like, "There's no way it's a football team." And then I was like, "Maybe it's like, do you like the Turnpike in Texas?"
Are you ready for this? Wait, maybe. Let me try to get to the chorus.
Are they like a big band?
In Texas?
Oh, okay. No, keep playing. Go the I honestly have never heard of them ever. I'm a big like Cody Johnson, Kyle
big
Carr,
Cody Johnson.
Randy Rogers, all those guys.
Okay.
I love them, but I haven't heard Turnpike.
Okay, well, let's get into some Turnpike, but don't get too excited when you get into it because that band just went on an indefinite hiatus.
Really?
Yes.
Put your washboards away, guys.
So, so Turnpike Troubadours. I'm mad at Miranda Lambert for this one. Just wait.
Great.
Yeah,
She's never gonna come on the podcast now.
No, she'll be listening to
Yeah,
this
just
one.
listen.
Like,
I'm mad at her for this one because Turnpike Troubadours, their lead singer was married, went on tour with Miranda Lambert, had an affair with her.
Is that what happened?
I'm not calling sides.
I mean,
but now
I'm staying out of this one.
They took an indefinite hiatus.
I think that everybody in country music are just doing their thing, and then we should all enjoy each other. No, I feel that. Yeah, I mean, I like all types of Texas country. I mean, that's how I
I think they're actually from Oklahoma, but check them out. They're big on the Texas.
Why did that come up?
Because everyone in Texas knows them, and they like tour Texas a lot.
Obviously,
Like
not
the
everybody in
rodeo
Texas.
when I was there, they were great there.
Have y'all heard? I mean, if you haven't, you got to play it right now. But "Oh Tonight" by Josh Abbott Band and Casey Musgraves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Big fan.
That and what I think is so cool about that song is how the fact that was before Casey was Casey, and Josh Abbott Band has always been big in Texas, and they had her featured on it, you know. And
they had Carly Pierce featured before she blew up too.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. That's really cool. Yeah, I just love the fact that that's how kind of worked out for her and for them as well.
And there's this other guy too, Lil Nas X.
Yeah, no. Have you ever
I'm
heard?
over him.
Have you ever heard Old Town Road?
No.
Yeah, Old Town Road. The remix actually just came out as well.
Remix. What makes it the remix?
I think some Cyrus guy is on there. I don't know.
Guys, I'm over that because Wrangler put out jeans that says
I know, I want them
Wrangler on my booty, and this is Little Nas X on the side.
I want them.
Yo, did you
I
see
had
that?
all the
Did you
respect
shorts.
for Wrangler
Did you see the
until
show that
then.
he did with like those? Is it
The
elementary
kids.
school?
Yeah.
And they were wilding out.
They were like, CMT was like, just proves that Lil Nas X has like fans of all ages or whatever. And I was like, there's like 5-year-olds like going like, Wrangler on my booty. Dead.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I think this song, I have no problem with the song, and I don't even care. Like, I mean, when it comes to what genre it is, it's a banger, but it's been overplayed now, you know.
Now, yeah.
And so it's just like it's gonna be like the Macarena one day. Everybody knows the Macarena, you know. And,
oh gosh,
but,
I want to dance to that at my wedding.
Yeah,
You're gonna hear the.
yeah.
I'm gonna walk in with it, but I'm gonna have like spurs and like shit under my wedding dress. That's gonna be it.
So when's that
No,
happening?
that's Jenna's. Just
yeah,
kidding.
when's that happening? Let's talk about your personal life.
No, so Brent, your music. So you have other. So you have obviously been an artist. How long have you been an artist? Tell us a little bit about your background, how you got to Nashville.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, whenever I was growing up, I love that this is not on camera. We need to start doing that. We need to start recording this. Like
You just see all the dirty looks.
But I grew up in Texas, and I was actually born in Louisiana, and so the majority of my family lives out in Louisiana. But like my parents and my brother, we moved to Houston when I was young. So basically, my upbringing was just very much the stereotypical Friday Night Lights type of vibe. I always played sports. I played football and baseball in high school, and but music was something that was always it was just something that I was always drawn to. I mean, I have videos of myself singing, like rapping the entire Eminem, Marshall Mathers.
Oh my God.
Like that was just me. I wanted to be like on camera doing that stuff.
Can you rap any right now?
Is this an explicit podcast?
Yes. Go for it.
Oh, hold on. Let me think. Which one do I want to do?
Do you need a beat?
No, I mean, honestly, if you played any one of the songs from like.
You want me to play one?
Yeah, well, that's
Knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already.
If you type in like cleaning out my closet, because that's a perfect example of like he goes I need more snare in my headphones. Whenever the intro's coming in, talking to Dr. Dre, I'm like, that's so cool. Like,
do you really want me to play it?
Yeah, he's gonna rap.
I mean, if you want me to do it.
What album?
It's the Eminem Show. That one is.
Just type in cleaning out.
Yeah, cleaning out my closet.
Well, I'm just scrolling through here.
Ooh, Encore was good.
He has a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot on
Dude,
here.
he's like 46 or something like that now.
I saw him live last year, though.
How was that, actually? Because I've never actually gotten to see him.
Great. I saw Lil Wayne and Eminem in the same night. Pretty good time.
Jenna was stoked.
I was stoked.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's probably, if anything, Eminem is probably my favorite just artist in general of all time. Just, and a lot of it's like the adversity of him coming up and like at the time, like just it's like just being the white guy in a predominantly black industry, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so just like the adversity that he overcame, and then obviously the guy he's crazy and has the bars for days.
Yep.
I know y'all had AJ on here.
Oh,
yes.
The other time.
Love him.
I just had a friend listen to it, and she goes, "Jenna, don't worry, I don't know all the rap terms either."
Yeah, but me and AJ have talked about this stuff. Like, it's just I'm a big I'm into all genres, and so I basically just Eminem's the guy for me, just as an artist in general.
All right, cueing it. Do you want that from the beginning?
I mean, how far am I going into this? Is this considered one of the songs I'm playing?
No.
Yeah, this is it. This is the only one you get.
All right. I can't believe
Come on, Brent.
See, I got the snare in my headphones. I'm embarrassed right now.
Do you make it like the karaoke version?
I got the snare in my. I'm blushing right now. We're doing this now.
Can you hear it?
Yeah. All right, this is too funny. All right, I'm about to try to do it like him. Have you ever been hated or discriminated against? I have. I've been protested and demonstrated against. Picket signs for my wicked rhymes. Look at the time, sick in the mind of the mother kid that's behind all this commotion. Emotions from deepest oceans exploding. Tempers flaring from parents that blow them off and keep going. I take it nothing from no one.
Yes!
I told you.
Make some noise for that.
I'll clap for myself. I'm actually surprised I was able to do that.
That was amazing.
Okay, I was at the Eminem concert again.
Yeah, hey, we got another one.
I honestly did close my eyes.
I'm literally like hot right now. I've never rapped.
Did you just get triggered? Are you triggered right now?
Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm like, no, I love that. That was awesome. But yeah, no, I guess before all that, I guess like coming full circle, I was always into music has always been my thing. Eminem was my guy, like I said. But I always sang. Big NSYNC guy growing up. Big NSYNC. Huge Justin Timberlake fan. And I basically started. I think the first song I ever learned how to play on the guitar because I sang a lot, but I was like, I want to be able to play and sing. And so right around the time whenever I was probably like, I don't know, maybe like 13, 14, I asked for a guitar for my birthday, and my family was like, what? Okay, whatever. But they got me one, and thank God. They consider that's the best $300 they ever invested in for my birthday. And I just went upstairs and just started trying to learn. And Cry Me a River was the first song that I taught myself how to play. And that's how I learned how to play the guitar. I literally just got up on YouTube, and I would type in how to play Cry Me a River. Didn't know the chords or the chord names or anything like that, and then progressively just through me playing music and playing more songs, I'm like, oh, an E minor is also in this song, and so I know that one, I can play that, and just kind of progressed through that. And then I would say around high school, like senior year, I was really invested in sports, and I was very stressed out. Like I said, I grew up in like the Friday Night Lights type scene, and where it's a football town, but whenever I would get home from school after football practice, I'm tired, I was playing the guitar and singing, and that's all I was doing. And I knew that right before I graduated high school, I knew I was like I could go to. I had an opportunity to go play junior college football at a school called Blinn down in Texas. Man, I went down there, and all I found myself doing was just playing music. And I just said, you know what, like. I thought about it for a while. My brother is my biggest supporter. Shout out to Ryan. We talked about it, and he was like, you know what? He's like, why not just if you want to do this and you feel like this is something that you could maybe accomplish, like, because I just said, you know what? As long as I keep working on my potential and just continue to try to get better, I was like, I think I can make this happen for myself. And so I told my parents, I said, hey, I didn't know how they were going to react to it. I was in college, and I was like 18. And I just said, hey, I think I want to move to Nashville and play music. And surprisingly, they were extremely supportive. They said, you know what, like because what was I going to do? I'm not going to be a pro football player. You know?
Right.
I can make that last as long as I can until it's over eventually. But I'm not 6'5" and 230 and run like a 4'4", you know.
And Katie's
so,
type.
Yeah. Okay. So,
that is exactly
I told you there's a soft spot on that one right now. Let it marinate a little. But yeah, and so I told my parents I wanted to move out here, and if anything, it was the scariest thing I ever did. I dropped everything, and I had so many people in the beginning question it. My friends had always heard me play because I was putting up Facebook videos and stuff like that, and so people knew I played. I wasn't really the guy that was like, I wasn't that guy at parties with the guitar. I was not him. Yeah, so I just I decided to do it, and my dad drove me up here and dropped me off and was like, good luck.
Oh wow.
Oh man.
And I didn't know a single person.
How'd you meet people and find your
Funny
friends here?
thing, you know what? Whenever I moved here, the first person that I met, I held the door open for him in our apartment complex, was Alan Geiger. Yes. And
our boy.
And the thing is, I mean, down from like Louisiana, from Texas. I mean, I've been allowed to drink since I was about like 15, and so my parents knew I had a fake ID. And my dad was like, you got to have one in this town if you're gonna be hanging out. And so luckily I had a fake ID, and I was able to get into the bars, and me and Alan started hanging out a lot. We didn't know anybody else, and so just, I guess it was like it was a blessing for me to be able to experience that, because now my friends in this town, like my close friends, they're like brothers to me, because a lot of them are a lot older than me. A lot of them are like in their 30s. Some of them are having kids now, and so I was able to meet people that have been able to they support me like a little brother. You know, they take care of me. They make sure that I'm gonna be okay. You know, and they've all seen me grow and like and really push myself in this town, and so that's why, I mean, me and Alan, we have, so it's like, again, like my parents are always like messaging him saying like, hey, like, how's Brent doing? Make sure you're taking care of our baby. And it's so embarrassing, but I'm like, you know what? Like, I can appreciate that relationship, you know? And so, yeah, I mean, just to kind of narrow it down, it's been a journey, and I've grown in this town. I've been able to, you know, I've gotten to figure out who I really am, you know? And that's what I love about the music industry. I mean, and April, I know you're over here, but I'm sure you can agree. You really figure out how much you really love music because there's a lot of up and downs, and there's there's no certainty in anything. Whether you're already there and you're having record labels eat you up, it's eventually gonna go down, and you're gonna have to keep riding those waves, you know.
Right.
And so you for me, I'm like, it taught me a lot about myself and how much I really care about playing music and being a musician and being an artist. Because for me, there's no plan B. So I don't know. I guess I'm rambling on about it, but I just love this city, and I'm not moving anywhere anytime soon. And that's how I got here, and I'll never regret it. And I just feel blessed to know the people I know, and just kind of just keep pushing forward. You know, excited about a lot of things that are going on right now too.
I think it's so interesting when everybody keeps coming in here saying about how like they used to play baseball, they used to play football, and then like music takes like there has to be some kind of correlation.
Well, you know, the funny thing is that honestly, it kind of like flip flop for me. Whenever I was back home, I couldn't relate with anybody when it came to music. I mean, because I would play the guitar in the locker room every now and then whenever like we had downtime, that type of stuff. But I was the only person that played music like that. Saying that, it completely flipped. Because now I have nobody to relate to when it comes to like the sports side of things.
Right.
And I mean, I do now. I mean, I have some really close friends that played ball at Belmont. Shout out to Cully and Austin. And so like I literally I'll text them, and I text them the other day. I said, hey, you just want to go play catch? And so it's now I kind of have been able to settle in a little bit more and have people for that. But that was a big transition, and I don't know what the correlation for. I don't know, not necessarily athletes, but just people that either played sports or did other things besides music that ended up moving here. But you're right. I mean, like Brett Young, for example.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's like
Sam, Chase Rice.
so many of them.
Yeah, they're all ball players, and I don't know what that is. I mean,
it's something weird. I don't know.
There's something going on here.
I do
think
know.
we're on a conspiracy.
I mean,
what?
I don't know.
What do you think?
I don't know.
There has to be something
It's like
with
the thrill
playing
of,
like
playing and performing. Cause you perform in sports too. You know what I mean?
yeah, but there's lacrosse players and stuff like you don't see like oh yeah the next
Yeah, but lacrosse is like. I mean, don't even,
oh
no,
what are you gonna say? This is another reason why he is not on the list. Done. Go ahead, say some stuff about lacrosse.
Is
Go
honestly
ahead.
the greatest sport in the world. I just wasn't athletic enough to play it. That's what you want me to say. No.
I love lacrosse. That's why.
I have no problem with lacrosse.
I love lacrosse, but like you never see it's always baseball or football, and football is not even as much. It's normally baseball that like a lot of the artists are like they come from, the male artists at least. So I just think I don't know, it's something interesting. There has to be like a study or something going on. Like if you're gonna be,
you want to start it?
I'll start it.
Yeah,
let's go. I'm gonna
My lab
start getting the
jacket.
analytics.
I have my analytics doing polls on Instagram. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So you obviously have had music out and stuff like that in the past.
Yeah.
And now you're getting ready to drop some new stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, June 21st, I'm releasing a single that is called "Don't Wake Me Up."
There you
And,
go.
actually, you know, I released it honestly like a few years ago on SoundCloud, and then I had an EP come out like a few years ago, and it was on there. But that was a song that kind of popped. But the production was it's just I was paying for like demos, and my buddy was allowing me to release them, and so the production wasn't there. And I've taken that music down and kind of have like started from scratch, and I only have one song out right now called Texas, and that again was released more than a year ago now. And so "Don't Wake Me Up" was always a song that for some reason it resonated with a lot of people that did hear it, and I said, you know what, let me invest in this song, and if I'm gonna be pushing this new music, I would love for it to start off with something that people already knew, or the people that did get to hear that they enjoyed. I would love for it to be this song. And so "Don't Wake Me Up" is gonna be out June 21st, and really excited about it. I mean, this is the first time I'm announcing it officially.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so,
we make some noise for that. Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. Really am.
It's awesome. Do you want to play it for us?
Yeah, you wanna play it right now?
Yeah. Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Yeah, for sure. And not that I don't have the guitar sitting right next to me. You think that sounds in tune?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I need guitar lessons.
Can either of y'all play? I
No.
know you play, April. Yeah.
I have a
I
guitar.
keep
I've-
talking to April, and all she can do is nod.
I played the drums from 5th grade to senior year of high school.
That's pretty cool.
I
Yeah.
played-
I got demoted to cowbell and tambourine.
You got demoted. You were definitely.
More
Have you ever
cowbell.
seen-
And I was the cymbals on the national anthem.
Have you ever seen Whiplash?
No.
Have you ever seen? Any of you guys seen Whiplash? Long story short, it's just a movie. It's with Miles Teller and.
Oh wait, maybe I have.
Yeah, but he's in like a jazz school and a band, and it is like puts him through hell. And he's
Oh my
trying to be
gosh.
a drummer. His hands are like bleeding because he's playing so much.
I was a terrible drummer.
I was a
It
tuba.
was too much of a time for me.
I played the tuba.
Oh man.
I was the only 6th grader able to pick it up, so I was the only tuba player. And I also played sousaphone, and it's the one that wraps around your body. And then I did it for the Miami Marlins on their baseball field and everything.
Oh, really?
Oh damn.
That's actually bad.
And then I would cry through every single test I ever had to do because I never practiced, and I would tell them I lied and would tell them I practiced. And like I would have my mom sign off on a sheet, and like looking back, I'm like, you know I wasn't practicing. You would hear a freaking tuba in a house. Like, you know damn well I was not practicing, but
I think we had our parents sign sheets too for band.
yeah, it was like 20 minutes a day you had to
Our
do.
parents bought us a drum set and they regretted that. We
I
kept it
wanted
until,
to be-
They keep you accountable.
We kept
though.
till like we were 18, and like me and my best friend, we had an older guy friend too. And so like my dad's like, "What is wrong with my child?" It'd be like the three of us, like 18 to 24-year-olds, going over and pretending we were in a band, and we'd all go upstairs and play drums.
I
in my
wanted to be a
dad's
drummer, and I got in the band class, and you had to audition, and like they would give you what you're gonna do, and I had no rhythm, and I still have no rhythm, but like I wanted to be a drummer because all the cool kids were
house. I'll have
drummers.
to show you a video of our fake band.
I'll have to see that.
I'll have to show you soon.
Oh, let me make sure my voice sounds alright. I'll play a little Bieber. Like, just like a chorus. It's like an angel came behind.
He's trying to get back to your heart, Katie.
He doesn't know that about me.
He's trying to get to your heart. You might need some research.
Nah, he does not know that about me. That's not anywhere.
Oh yeah, we're good. My
That
voice
is-
feels alright.
Oh shit, maybe it is somewhere.
Katie loves Bieber. You're getting back to her
Do you
heart.
love Bieber?
Yep. You're back in her heart now.
Nah.
Wait.
He's
Get
gonna
her
play
back.
every
You're becoming her
single
type.
Bieber's the reason I'm in the music industry.
Really?
Super fan.
It's the reason I have social media.
All the times that you've rained
I'm
in
sorry.
my parade.
I used to cry myself to sleep.
He's blushing now.
To meet
All
Bieber.
the
I'm sorry.
clubs you get in
No,
using
because
my
like
name.
it's so different now
If
thinking
you
back on
broke
it.
my heart, oh,
I did
Katie,
break your
for
heart.
goodness sake.
I'm so with you.
You think I'm crying on my own, and I honestly am. Hey, I didn't want to sing this song. No, I'm not doing
All
it
right,
for you.
Bring, give us some of your
Yeah,
music.
no, I'm
Okay.
warmed up.
I'm
Oh
ready.
my God.
Unless you're gonna play Cody Johnson. Can I request some Cody Johnson?
What is this Broadway? A Broadway gig now?
Have you ever heard? Oh, what's this song? Hold on, let me just play this real quick.
No, Cody
Yeah,
Johnson.
no.
We're about to go on a 5-hour tangent.
What are we? How far are we in this? Because I feel like we haven't been doing it long, but I feel like it's longer than what we think.
We're about 50
keep
minutes
going.
in, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, let's go. This is Don't Wake Me Up. The bass pounding in my chest, bumping like it ain't before. The star player, the heart taker is at my door. Moving her body a little closer to me. Supposedly I'm supposed to believe that she's mine. Throwing her hair back, playing her games. One strand of hair in front of her face. I brush it back, my fingers on her neck. Just want this thing to last, don't wake me up. I must be dreaming, I can't believe that I've got you. If this ain't love, I don't know what is under my skin, just like a tattoo. I'm falling free, falling steady. Backseat love parked out to some petty. Don't pinch me, cause I must be sleeping. Don't wake me up, Don't wake me up, Yeah. Better than the rest, better than my wildest dreams. Being with you has got me questioning reality. Sleepwalking and talking around your apartment. I keep staring at you and you're telling me to stop it. Got my eyes on your body and they ain't gonna leave it. Looking like you'll keep it Victoria's Secret. I keep waiting on my longest. Ain't no way I pull this off. Don't wake me up. I must be dreaming. I can't believe that I've got you. If this ain't love, I don't know what is under my skin, just like a tattoo. I'm falling, falling free, falling steady. Backseat love parked out to some petty. Don't pinch me, cause I must be sleeping. Yeah. Don't wake me up. Don't wake me up. Well, I guess I just have to keep hitting the snooze. Cause there ain't no way the real world has got a girl like you. Don't wake me up. I must be dreaming. I can't believe that I've got you. If this ain't love, I don't know what is. You're under my skin. You're under my skin. Don't wake me up. I must be dreaming. I can't believe that I've got you. If this ain't love, I don't know what is under my skin, just like a tattoo. I'm falling, falling free, falling steady. Backseat love parked out to some petty. Don't pinch me, cause I must be sleeping. Yeah. Don't wake me up. Don't wake me up. Don't wake me up.
Woo!
Woo!
Great.
Y'all dig it?
I kind of got a little bit of NSYNC vibes when you like.
I'm telling you, the influence is
it was
there.
weird though, right?
Bro, the influence is
Yeah.
there.
I literally was like, okay, I
Alright.
get it. I
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
it.
no, absolutely. The influence on in a lot of my music, there's a lot of boy band melodies, and I've noticed that.
Yeah, you're just like, there's like, you can do
Yeah.
dance moves to that song.
Yeah,
You gonna create one?
I mean,
out?
we should.
You wanna choreograph
Oh
it?
man, we should. I mean, that worked. For
I mean,
Soulja
I was
Boy.
gonna surprise him, but I guess
I mean,
I was gonna have us do a choreo to the.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jenna's like,
I've
oh.
taken one hip hop dance class.
yeah, and, yeah. So my best friend Matt, he's my producer. He's basically just my go-to guy, and so whenever I got out of a relationship, he did it at the same time last year, and so we were both in our feels a lot. And being able to be really vulnerable with your music is it's something to me that I'm like, that the best artists are real, you know. And so with him, it was the first time in my career that I was able to kind of, you know, like at least like he knew what I was going through, and we've been working on my music together, you know. And he's really into boy band melodies, and a lot of those boy band songs, I mean, like I Want It That Way and stuff. I mean, they have that, like they're pulling at you. I mean, they're serious. I mean,
You are
hey.
my fire. It's so
Yeah,
good.
exactly. And so we kind of, I guess it was like unintentional, but we both were just like, this is awesome. Like, let's keep doing these melodies. Let's go in this direction. So, yeah, I guess I was actually playing a round the other week, and some girls came up to me and they're like, You're literally like the Jonas Brothers of country. Like,
Wow, you actually could fit in with the Jonas Brothers.
I know, and I'm like, okay, I guess, I'll
alright.
take it.
I like
I'm fine with
Hey,
that.
Frankie's right up the street. You can go start a band with him.
Let's do it. I'm down. I'm 100% down. So if they need a fourth, I'm here.
Oh my gosh. And do you have plans to put out a music video or anything with that
Yeah,
single?
well, we're basically gonna ride out the wave a little bit. We just did a like a day in the life type deal, where I went and took a few meetings and had my buddy Chris come and just shoot a day in the life basically, and it looks so good.
Really?
And I'm like you should shoot a video for me, and so we've been talking about trying to figure out some type of like cinematographer stuff, like where he's gonna be able to at least it's gonna be in the conversation.
Cool.
Yeah, and so I mean I wouldn't doubt it, depending on how it goes. I mean, like I said, I have a lot of music that's gonna be coming out, and I just want it to be out, you know. And so I'm not that I'm rushing anything, but I mean it could be in the books.
Well, you clearly weren't rushing it, considering that you said you've had this song for so long.
Well, yeah, and so what I was saying, I don't know if we were saying this on or off air, but how I've been waiting for a long time just to make sure I have the right songs and the right music, and for the past year, we've been writing and recording, and so that the process of everything was not rushed when it came to the music itself.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it's ready to go, I'm like, well, let's put it out, let's get it going, let's make it happen, and yeah, and my favorite thing in the world is just to be in the studio in general, writing songs and just hanging out, sip a little bit, and just getting your feelings, and yeah, and so I'm gonna be continuing to record, but I have these songs that are ready to go, so it's just like this process of I just want people to hear it already, and so that's where I'm at. So not necessarily rushing the process, I just want it. I'm eager, antsy about it, I would say.
Yeah. Do you want to do confessions?
Okay.
Yeah?
We do confessions.
And then he can play another song for us?
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any confessions that are off the record, but they're on the record? Because this is on everywhere.
I don't know, man.
He's like, I have one.
Okay.
It happened last night. You weren't there, were you? Oh my gosh, there's so much I have to update you on.
Early last night.
So we were at Red Door. I've never made out with a guy at a bar in front of people.
No, is this what you were gonna say? Is this really what you were gonna say earlier?
Did you know the guy?
Yes.
Do I know the guy?
Do I know the guy?
No.
Do I know him?
No. April knows him.
Oh man, April needs a mic.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
no, she's my best friend. She knows way too much.
Okay.
We gotta keep her silent. But yeah, that's my confession: is that I made out in public, which I hate. Like for personal, like you can do whatever you want.
You're
but,
fine.
Oh
I'll
no.
have my confession in college.
So many people texted me
at bars, and then I became the kissing bandit.
See, this is why I didn't go to
run
college.
away
Yeah. Well, this morning I woke up to like 5 texts from my friends being like, "Hey, so you were at Whiskey Jam and then at Red Door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got lit last night?
Oh yeah.
That
I was being so responsible.
You act like I'm an alcoholic.
I act like you have a good time.
I do have a good time.
Responsible.
I know, and then I made out with a guy, and
Was
luckily,
it a good kiss there?
yeah.
Oh, are you guys still talking?
Yes.
Hanging out tonight?
No.
Yeah, because he has a date with
He
me.
hasn't.
Remember? I'm not gonna ever do it again. I swear.
Are you gonna hang? Do you guys have plans to hang out?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm done with this. What's your confession, Jenna?
I just confessed I used that in college.
Okay. Brent.
I mean, I guess on the record, I'm just bad with girls nowadays. I've learned that I have no game. I thought I had game, but
Text messaging.
What's your game?
I want to flirt with you on air.
Yeah, I was like, that's terrible.
No, honestly,
didn't work.
Nope.
I assumed, like whenever you get back on the market after being in a relationship, I assumed like, oh, I'm gonna be single now. And
oh no, you become like very like complacent. And,
yeah,
like,
but then I realized once I was like back on the scene, and I'm not like dating around or anything, but just having a good time. I realized I'm like, wow, I think I lost my touch. Like I have embarrassing stories, some bad ones, but it's just that would probably be my.
You want to confess any of them?
Oh. you know, whenever you have the ones that just where you just go, just any memory in general where you go, oh.
Yeah, that was me last night.
I have one of those, and that's no.
But I will say the best thing that happened when that was happening is my best friend Samantha was standing right next to me because she's always with me.
Girl.
No, she turned around and she saw it and she was like, "Oh my God, you're making out with someone!" Like literally right in front of him, and we just like stopped and we looked at her, and I was so drunk that I didn't care.
Yeah, I'm just not good at texting because I you obviously know that, but Katie knows that.
Oh, okay, first of all, when we normally talk, it's just in GIFs.
Yeah,
and normally he's calling me out because I respond like a day and a half later.
Well, Brent, this is disappointing, but it's a good segue. We do have an Ask a Guy segment, and you're the guy we're going to ask all these questions to that these girls need help.
100%, let's do it.
Or us. We need help.
So we need help. I have about 5 or 6 questions from listeners. So you're going to help solve these girls' problems.
No, I promise you.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to ask one of these?
You can kick it off.
Okay, so I got one. This isn't about me. These are all submitted. I'll tell you when it's about me.
Did y'all type these up?
Some are typed up and some of them are from listeners.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, let's go.
How do you feel about discussing your partner's weight, especially if that means they've gained weight? Like as a guy, if I was the girl dating you and like you gained weight, how would you want me to approach you?
I mean, honestly, my weight has always fluctuated, so I can completely.
I just feel like you shouldn't say anything.
You don't. Okay, you gotta walk in opinion.
No,
you
no,
don't
no,
feel like you should say anything?
Here's what I think is that it's depending on the relationship, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think in every relationship you should be open and honest, and I think that you should not necessarily like approach it in the right way, but I think you should say something where it's like hey, like how you basically how I would want it to sound is like. Almost like the instead of like, hey, let's start going to the gym.
Let's do it together.
I will say I used to try to do that.
But it's different for girls.
I did try to do it to my ex-boyfriend though. He never wanted to go to the gym.
Well, no, I would make like, and not make fun. I would be like, hey, I'm gonna like because I would go to the gym so much. He wanted to go to the gym, and then like in turn, it was just like let's do something together. Like, or he would complain because he's like, oh, you go to the gym for an hour and a half. I don't see you, and I'm like, well, if you come to the gym, and then like, or you could poke fun and be like he. It's kind of funny because April broke her pants like a week and a half ago. You said it in the interview, but he actually ripped his pants, and I was like, that's summer body though, and he was like, I know, and then he started going to the gym because he was like, I really need it. Like, I
think it's also like they have to be motivated themselves.
And that's another thing I think about being in a relationship. I mean, I think it's attractive to see somebody. Like make a change for themselves on their own. Now, don't get me wrong. If you don't, sometimes I'll get on the scale and go, "Damn, I just gained 10 pounds," and then I'll make the change. So sometimes you're not aware of it,
Right.
Yeah.
And there is such thing as comfort weight, whenever you're in a relationship. And so, yeah, I just think just being honest and straightforward, not in a obviously rude way.
Yeah. You have to do it. There's a special. It also change, like you said, it's different with everybody because some people might be touchy about it, and some people might just be like, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah. And so just feeling it out and. Being honest. That's all I can say. Yeah, be honest.
Okay, cool. Next one. When is the best time to tell a guy that you start dating that you want to wait until marriage?
And pretty early on.
Pretty early on?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, because again,
the night you meet him.
like, I mean, I've been going out more than I think I should be recently. Like just going out to the bars and hanging out and stuff. And, you're not going to meet, my dad told me this, he's like, you're not going to meet her at the bar. And he's like, you might meet her around and see her at the bar later on, but you're not going to meet her at the bar. And so, are y'all going to have that conversation at the bar is how I look at it. So I would say.
I have had that conversation at the bar. I mean, I'm not waiting until marriage, but I've had that kind of conversation.
I'm just saying, just in general, I think that, I mean, you got to, it needs to be said early on, but at the right time.
At the right time.
But it does need to be said early on. And I think that those, not saying that, not stereotyping anybody, but I think girls that do want to wait or guys that do want to wait, you're not going to see them shit faced, like on a Saturday night. I'm not. That makes me so.
All right, get advice. Get advice. Okay, like Katie likes these questions. I did good.
Did you write that one up? Is that you?
Okay, I have another one. We can all give our opinion on this. What are the do's and don'ts of moving in with your boyfriend at his place?
Or his girlfriend?
I would say, like, let it out. First of all, I would definitely advise. I mean, I've lived with an ex-girlfriend in multiple places, but I would say just let it subtly start happening. Don't make it like, hey, you live at your place and I live at my place, but hey, on June 21st,
we're
on timeline.
So let the toothbrush sit in the
oh my God,
in the bathroom for a while.
I have a problem with toothbrushes and ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
That's a sensitive topic for me. I lived with my ex-boyfriend, and we would get in fights, and he would throw away my toothbrush, and I'd be like, "Well, I'm not coming back."
That's kind of funny.
You should have got.
And we would fight so much, and then we'd like get back together, and we got back together like the last time, and I was like, "This is the last toothbrush. Like once this one's gone, we're over."
Can you please get a tattoo of a toothbrush and be like, "This is the one that didn't get away"?
But no, so we broke up, and I went back to his house to see my stuff, and I'm like, "This is it. This is the end." He still had my he had moved my toothbrush like downstairs instead of in the bathroom, and I was like, I broke it and threw it in the trash. I hope he sees it.
That's funny. I mean, you gotta have a symbol of every relationship. The toothbrush was a symbol.
Toothbrush.
Gosh, I hate toothbrushes now. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know if I'll ever keep another one.
I feel like the moving in process is one of those things. Just allow her stuff or his stuff to, depending on who's moving in with who, allow their stuff to start slowly like being more
accumulating.
accumulated like through their house more and more to where the move in is it's like, hey, I like your couch better than mine, so let's sell your couch and we'll move.
They're like,
couch.
hi,
So
can I have a drawer?
You know?
For all my stuff.
I like slowly moved in there and like casually he's like, oh, okay, now you can have a drawer. Like you can have drawers, and like you're just staying here all the time. And like that's fine. But it also never felt like my place either, so that was also a weird problem.
Yeah, I mean,
for me.
honestly, I would never tell a girl, at least at my place, like, oh, here's your drawer. I think, what's yours is mine. Like, we're dating, just hang out, and all of a sudden we're together.
And he had a roommate too, so it wasn't like it was just us, and it was uncomfortable, kind of.
Yeah.
For me especially, but
hey, at least his roommates weren't his parents. What up?
Did that happen?
Yes, it did.
Oh,
man.
But
it was an awkward situation too.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's pretty rough.
My life is awkward.
Next question. Okay. What are some red flags that guys notice in girls during the course of a relationship? Not on the first date, but like over the course. Like when you start to get to know a girl a little better, like what are your red flags?
I would say friends. And the way that they
I think that's a red flag for girls too.
Yeah, the way that, I would say it could be being asked to hang out with friends or whatever, but I would just say just in general friends where and not everybody can pick their own friends, but I'm saying how they if a girl is telling me that she likes me but she doesn't really invite me to go hang around, that's a red flag. And then again, having to say like that same topic on friends is that the way that their friends or the friends like react towards you, like, and everybody gets a vibe, but I mean you can sometimes tell whenever people don't like you, and so if her friends seem like they're just kind of like dismissive or whatever, it's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
But friends is always something that I would pay attention to.
I agree
too. Also, like, my big thing is if they have a good relationship with their family.
Friends, family, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if
Just good relationships in general. And
if
good
they
influences
don't and
around.
there's like
exactly.
reasoning behind it, that's fine. But if also like if they're, I don't know, if you feel like that they're hiding something, it's always like, meh, bad red flag.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I think family's a big thing too as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I got one more.
Oh,
then.
also if they kick a dog or they don't like dogs.
Oh,
I would say
have
they
two-
don't. If
They don't like animals or
I
dogs.
would say
Yeah.
they don't like animals or kids.
If they're a
Kids-
cat guy,
kids
I'm
a
out
big
too.
thing.
Alan's
Yeah.
a cat guy.
If
I
they don't
pick
like
him
if
all
they don't
the
like
time.
animals or kids.
No,
That's
but if
a
you're a cat
no.
guy, like Brent, if you had a ton of cats,
I'm not a cat guy.
That wouldn't bother
I mean,
me.
and cats don't bother me. I'll just never have a cat. I'm a dog guy. I mean,
Yeah.
cat guys are weird. Alan Geiger.
He does have. He has two
He's
cats.
got two cats.
He
He
has
loves
Doris.
his cat.
Doris.
I remember when he first got Doris.
So I lived with Kate when they first got Doris, and Doris was an evil little kitten.
I
Who
didn't
used
know
to,
y'all lived together. You and Kate lived
yeah,
together?
Doris used to run into my door until it opened at night. I thought the cat was gonna kill me in my sleep.
What's the new one? He's a
Doris and Daryl, maybe.
It's Daryl, yeah.
Daryl?
Daryl's not that new.
Doris and Daryl.
I told Alan, I
They
said,
sound
Alan,
like his parents. He might be living with his parents as well.
I said, Alan, I have some really funny selfies with your cat. I'm like, I'll show them to you one day. I'll get them out of the ball.
Yeah, no, they're hey, they're not just Allen's. Come on, give them a break.
They're his though. If anything
those
ever
are his
happens,
babies.
those are his children.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about the like you see those guys. I mean, my dad's a perfect example. Like, did not want a dog, but we all wanted a dog. He's like, I'm not dealing with this dog. Y'all taking care of it, and now it's his baby.
Oh, of
You know?
course, yeah.
That's kind of what happened with Allen. I'm sure. He didn't want a cat, but he got a
He
cat,
loves
and
the
he
cats.
loves the cats.
He loves
He
them.
loves the
Yeah.
cats. Do you have any more?
No, you want to give some?
Yeah, I want to. Honestly, just from where you're sitting at in life, what kind of person do you want?
Let me see. Let me see if I can think of some.
No.
Come on, Katie, give him some. Because this is our chance to get advice from a guy on our lives.
I don't need advice. I'm fine.
Is that right?
You're like very stressed,
I'm
nervous
stressed
right now.
because this conversation stresses me out.
Does it?
Yes. I can't stop moving. I need to sit on my hands.
You look very stressed.
I am
Yeah,
stressed.
I feel like just in general, honesty is a big thing, like the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I think a red flag for any guy, something like that. I mean, you want to feel like you're being obviously told the truth by anybody and everybody, but if you're going to be allowing somebody to be a part of your life, you want to feel like comfortable taking in what they're saying and not have to question anything, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that honesty is always a big thing. I personally like girls that are like overly open, like they want to tell you about like everything that they're doing, you know, not like in an annoying way, but
That's how I am to Katie.
Yeah.
Annoying way.
yeah.
No, but I'd rather you tell me than you be mad at me or be mad about something and I'm like, oh, I didn't know about like that.
Yeah.
I'd rather a guy tell me than like him be like, oh, I can't be like it's not manly to whatever. I'm like, if you're more emotional, you're hotter automatically. Are you kidding me right now? Like, you're gonna tell me and like open your heart. What?
and April's in the back. Like,
I'm done with all
no,
of you. What I'm saying is like, just like the more honest you are, and the like, I don't know. I feel like when you're with somebody and you can just talk about anything, and there's no awkward pauses, and you're not like thinking about what you have to say.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, hey, that bothered me or whatever. That I think there's something beautiful in that aspect, that you don't have to feel like you're being judged or what. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
110% agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
We all agree.
So you want to play us a song to
You
play
have
us
one
a
more song?
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm stressed. Okay, we're
I'm
done.
trying to think. What should maybe? You know, y'all know about my text that I just got before this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's write one about. All right, let's sing one about.
That's right.
You want to write one? Yeah, no. Let's sing one about that girl. This is
Ooh, okay.
This is honestly sad. I mean, I wrote this with my buddy Matt.
So right at the end, so we can cry. It's fine.
Songs.
Basically, I would say the message behind this is it's kind of like you're going back and forth. You've been broken up, but it's called Met You Yet, and it's not. It's kind of one of those things like I just wish I hadn't met you yet. Like not that I hadn't met you, but I just wish I didn't meet you yet because we're not in the right spot, you know. And this has some boy band melodies as well. It ain't healthy, no, it ain't healthy. Always trying to control the situation. It ain't helping, no, it ain't helping. Calling me right after you're saying you hate me. You never mean it. Say you've been drinking. Baby, I get it. Emotions run with no commitment. Each shot that goes down is one less shot for me and you. Lately I've been down, I'm up all night here without you. Yeah, I know I'm scared to let myself go there. Baby, I just wish that I never met you yet, you yet. Baby, I just wish that I never met you yet. Call me out, yeah, call me out. I know I promised you that I wouldn't be calling. You know me, yeah, you know me. I'm just drinking, thinking about when we were talking. But I'm not ready. No, give me a few years and I'll be steady. Yeah, each shot that goes down is one less shot for me and you. Lately I've been down, I'm up all night here without you. Yeah, I know I'm scared to let myself go there. Baby, I just wish that I never met you yet, you yet. Baby, I just wish that I never met you yet. Each shot that goes down is one less shot for me and you. Lately I've been down, I'm up all night here without you. Yeah, I know I'm scared to let myself go there. Baby, I just wish that I never met you yet, you yet. Baby, I just wish that I never met you yet, you yet. That one got me emotional, sweating. it's been a hard day, guys. I want y'all to know that. And
Damn, you're bringing a sweat.
that one just I guess while I'm playing, I'm like thinking.
Yeah.
I told y'all I got a rough text just a second ago or an hour ago. So that one's I'm like that one's perfect example of talking about earlier when I was saying how the process of me writing this music, it's all been personal, and so just like what happened earlier, I'm like thinking about it while I'm playing.
Now you can write another song about it though.
Text at a podcast as well.
So what can we be expecting from you in the next couple of months? Obviously, new music's coming out.
So I actually so we got, like I said earlier, we have a lot of songs that we've been getting mastered and mixed, and they're ready to go, and so I'm really excited about it. And Don't Wake Me Up again is gonna be coming out the 21st, but I have a duet, and I think y'all both, or it was definitely Katie for sure. Was at
at the basement.
In the basement, yeah. And Morgan came up and sang that duet.
Morgan Johnston. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there's a song called Scratch that me and Jaden Michaels and Matt McVaney, my buddy, we all got together on, and it was one of those things where we were both like going through some stuff as well with relationships, and we're like just talking about that beforehand, and she had said it, and everybody looked like that's it, but she said like I just wish that we could start from scratch because there's just so much history type deal. And we wrote a song called Scratch, and it's going to be the single coming afterwards after Don't Wake Me Up, and that's the one that I'm really 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 excited about because it to me it's one of those songs I'm very proud of, and got a beautiful voice on it. Jaden, I mean, I'm sure y'all have heard her. I mean,
yeah, she's incredible.
The girl's super talented, super sweet, and I also like to look at it as an artist. I like to look at it where, for me, I like writers' rounds. Don't get me wrong, or I like playing the acoustic and hanging out. But I want to be a performer. You know, that's where I feel like that's what I look forward to the most, is being on a huge stage with fans that know my music. And I think nothing is cooler than having a duet. Yeah. Nothing is cooler than having a girl come on stage with you, or a guy. I mean, TR and John Party just did one. So, yes.
Dude, you know,
whatever, bro out.
Yeah, so I guess I was really excited because I really want to play that song with her on stage, I'm looking forward to that. So that would be the second single, and then based off of just we'll see where they go, and if they pop or take off, and I hope they do, but we're just gonna kind of ride the wave out and see where it goes. Maybe an EP, maybe just singles, but we have the music, you know. It's just kind of riding the waves right now again.
Cool. And where can everybody follow you to keep up with everything?
Yeah, I mean, you can follow me on Instagram at Brent Michael. You can follow me on Twitter. It's under, actually, my last name's Hernandez. If I didn't know that, the OG fans know that. They know that. But yeah, on Twitter it's Brent Hernandez, and on Facebook it's Brent Michael as well. Okay. Yeah, but I'm Brent Michael. That's who I am.
And Jenna, where can we follow you?
Jay Heidemann.
Look how you just look so happy. You're like, Jay Heidemann.
Katie hates it. I just smile every time.
You should be happy because she said her last name.
I am happy, but I hate my branding mind is like she needs to have her last name in her handle. But it's
I never have.
We're going to change it, so it's fine. Mine is Katie Kalp, and you can find both of us at Inside the Noize with a Z. Yep. Brent, thank you for sitting down with us and chatting.
I've been wanting to for a while.
We can't wait to hear the actual...
Waited on you for a while.
I'm done with all of you. Okay, and we will talk to you guys next time.